Good day, everyone. Today I will be able to discuss one of the types of stylistics, and I have chosen the pedagogical stylistic. So let's first tackle what is pedagogical. So when we say pedagogical, it is an adjective, of course, that comes from the Greek word pedagogikos, meaning teacher. So if it's pedagogical, it concerns in teaching, no? From lesson plan to approaches in teaching. Even how the classroom looks. So that is pedagogical. Now, since I choose pedagogical stylistic, let's first define it. So when we say pedagogical stylistic, it is an approach or it teaches a student how to look for and interpret the stylistic dimension of a text. So as a result of this form of stylistic, students will be able to learn about what is said and how meaning is created and taught. And also, learners are being faster to distinguish literary languages from their everyday languages. For instance, no, in a classroom setting, when we say in a classroom setting, no, where the instructors delivers lecture verbally while using the projector, no, and he or she discussing what is a literature, no. So we cannot assume that all student, or should I say 100% of the student are listening, since few of them feel uninterested, even if we reflect it on our real scenario, no. There are some student, when it comes to lecture based, no, there are some student that they feel uninterested or they are not attentive in listening. So in other words, it is really significant that we adopt a stylistic approach or pedagogical stylistic in teaching literature. Okay, so here are some style or strategy that we can apply to enhance the students' understanding in literary languages. So the first one is forum or debating opposing viewpoints. So this would help the learners to construct words and specify clearly the information. At the same time, this type of strategy is really interactive, where they can adapt new words, no? Or they can really use their vocabulary in opposing to one another, no? And second one is use of close procedure. So when we say close procedure, it is a strategy for deleting words from a piece so that the reader is forced to use their experience, their knowledge, their vocabulary, their interests, or in other words, their thinking skills, no? So they will be able to fill in the blanks and complete the sentence or the notion or the story. So this type of strategy helps the learners to be more challenging, no? And or to be more challenged rather, and become dynamic, of course, in choosing words. So that is the strategy in pedagogical stylistic. And for the advantage of pedagogical stylistic, of course, this approach would help the students to understand the rule of language, and they will be able to explore the connection between styles and meaning. So to sum up, pedagogical stylistic or stylistic approach promotes and encourage enjoyment of reading literary texts or works, and it helps the learners to be molded, no, and it will be able to help them to be more focused in language or literature, no. So a stylistic approach gives a lot, and they will be able to become a linguistically aware. And I hope I expounded correctly and I explained to you the importance of Pedagogical Stylistic, and I hope you learned something.